Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're celebrating Scoia'tael Saturdays. It is actually Monday. Today is the day of the rollout. And things are still a bit of a hot mess. Now, I had originally built this as a shoop deck, so there's like one of everything. I think I'm going to make two quick changes here and walk you through this deck. But basically, we're going for Madoc here. He's new, he's cool. We're going to try it out. We want 2 Samums, 2 Making of Bombs. They move stuff. And get us some good damage. And this time we can kind of just strip off Right-Hit Dragoon, and put Strays of Spala back, and we'll go for double Sentry, just because I like the value out of him. And we're going to be using him offensively. Really only need 1 Cat Witcher in here and 1 Trained Hawk, but you could kind of mix things up with those ideas in mind. You take out Rock Barrage here, and we're actually going to go for just another one of these bombs. Now the goal here is to include as many bombs as you can. I like Dancing Star here. Gets us up to 6 points of damage, and then we're also going to get out Madoc every time we play a bomb. Assuming that he's going to get killed a lot, because he is rather low in value. He only has 3 hit points. And he's going to spawn Cataclysm on the opposite row. Just shooting from the hip, things I like least about this character, total trash that he goes to a random row. Like, this is garbage. Like, I need to line up the Cataclysm on the row that I want it to be on. 2, that I have to wait for this cooldown on him just to get, so he has like he has order, right? And I have to wait for that, wait a turn to spawn Cataclysm for 1 turn. And for those of you who may have forgotten, this is going to be, Cataclysm comes from Ragnarug, and I'll one day learn how to spell Cataclysm. It has a C there. But Ragnarug spawns Cataclysm at the start of the owner's turn, split 3 damage randomly between units on this row. It is probably the best of the weather effects with the exception of Skellige Storm. But this one gets you 3 random damage, and that can be all onto the same unit. So that can be helpful to get around defenders, can be helpful to just tickle enemies. It's great to set up for Regis if you want to play that, but we're going to be getting into some cool Skellige gameplay. And just for those of you who are wondering, what's Skellige Storm? Why would you reference that? First off, it's 7 provisions instead of 10. It's only for 2 turns, but it damages all the units on the row by 1. So it's really good into a long round 3. Proc that, drop dagger, and you're off to the races. But let's go ahead and jump in. It used to work a lot better when you could use the leader ability to bring him out of the graveyard. But anyway, let's jump into a game. For those of you who haven't been doing this, friendly PSA, make sure you're making progress on the outfits that require progress. Necromancer outfit, Druid outfit are the ones that are the main focuses here, and then you can also use Beetle Coin once you get to level 100, but you do have to get to level 100 first. So just always keep track of those quests down here in the track section, and then in Journey, make sure you're tracking those options as well. I'm still waiting for tomorrow so I can do the top part, but we're just kind of slowly working here. I do like Polly Dahlberg as a way to kind of move an enemy to a different row or move your own unit to a different row. He stays out there at 6 points and he gives 2 armor on an order, so you can protect stuff like Milena. So he works really well with that. You trade into the Milena really easily, where you're able to push something, drop Milena the next turn, move something with her, and give her 2 armor. Works really, really well. And it's not a boost, so you don't get the points, but he does drop for 6, and he is a 6 provisions, but he does give you 2 armor. So you kind of avoid things that would kill Milena if she goes over a certain threshold, Geralt being a good example. So Scoia'tael only offers 2 locks, and we run both of them in this deck. We can't be magicians, unfortunately. Now, we don't want Madoc in hand. We do want to get him out of the deck. So, and then we just want to have as many bombs as possible to get work there. Samum, Making a Bomb are a little duplicative of each other. Making a Bomb does require it to be on the same row, and Samum works best when other units are on that row with them. So that is something just to keep in mind. But here we're looking for Milena just to get some good value. Poly works fine. We'll grab Milena with Oniro. I don't want to break into Madoc, as we're going to be getting him out all on his lonesome. So here's the perfect time to play Dancing Star. We're going to damage Night Wraith, and then we're going to just kind of go on down, killing all of those rats. We get out Madoc. We force the opponent to kind of play to melee or deal with this Madoc, unfortunately. So one of the things I also hate about him is, like, I'm more energized about this Caterwaulig Behemoth than I am about him. But he's especially susceptible to bombs. Note that, like, a 4-point banish is a great way to get rid of him. Regis Bloodlust being an expensive way to deal with him. But people just concerned about Madoc right now, I guess. I don't think Regis is a great way to build in value to your deck, but all the more power to you. Then we're just gonna move stuff around. It's banished, so he's not going to come back, but we're just going to get rid of him. Making a bomb loses value over time, and we have no reason to kind of hold on to these bombs at this point. I anticipate seeing something like a Barghest here. Alright, let's go ahead and push some of the enemy stuff around a little bit. We'll start off with Treant Board. Now, if you want to, you can play it to melee, then use Guerrilla Tactics to get it boosted up. But if the opponent's going to be playing a lot of removal, I'm just going to let them go ahead and do that. I was thinking this is a V deck. I no longer believe that to be the case. We'll go ahead and use Making a Bomb again here. Does get out the free Foglet, but they don't get the dominance from the Barghest. So the opponent is interested here in keeping that dominance. So remember, Saber-Tooth Tiger at the start of your turn, damage all enemy units that are low on the row by 2 and transform into Saber-Tooth Tiger. Plays a lot better into a longer round. So here, just kind of deciding how much do we want to stick into this round. And I actually think Stiga Castle plays really well here. And we're going to just go for a Cat Witcher. And we're going to play it to ranged, just so we get maximum value out of him. It kills the rat, which is unfortunate. But he is on Adrenaline 4, so he's going to do 2 damage each time he moves. So Teruvia plays for 9. Oh, so the opponent goes down to 15. And we go up to 9. Alright, we're going to be a little crazy here because we love crazy. Saber-Tooth Tiger will transform and it'll damage each of these units by 2. Cat Witcher goes. We'd have to use 2 leader charges. Although I guess if I would have counted that out, I actually don't think we needed to do that. Do your maths. I think we only needed, I don't even think we needed to use any, actually. I would have done 2 less damage. 2 fewer, 2 less, 2 fewer. Can't be counted. I don't know. There's a rule for that. Put in the comments down below if you're an English major. Tell me how to get good. Yeah, these bombs are all trash for us now. I have no idea what the opponent's going to be playing. We're gonna take a pass here. I have a lot of row movement stuff that gets value the longer we go, so just gonna be patient here. The opponent does have V as their avatar, so probably getting Saber-Tooth Tiger. Some weird commitment in terms of provisions onto Regis Bloodlust. Sometimes people make decks just to mess around with people who are trying out new cards. That would be one way of doing it. Don't love Salmon here. Nature's Rebuke is better with our other friend, so I'd rather have any of these 4 cards. Salmon is like the one card I don't want. That's fine. I'm just going for personal boost just because it's something I can control. Oh, jeez. At least he's unranged. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and lock this Barghest. Kiaran would have been better in this situation so that we could get everything to ranged. And then we want to drop Dragon Stream when the opponent has 3 cards left in hand. It's spawn Dragon's Dream at the start of the owner's turn. When timer expires, damage all units on this row by 3. So we want it to go off very last. Oh, this is unfortunate. Keldar is mad points in seasonal. Yeah, I can see that. It's no weird commitment to prevent value on my side, but hey, you never know what people are thinking. Let's go ahead here. So I'm kind of just committed to getting everything onto a single row. Every time he boosts by 1, we're also reducing that value by 2. Just because of Dragon Stream.
Are you fucking kidding me?
We're at Adrenaline 4 now, so that's what I want. Cat Witcher here. Jeez. Overwhelming Hunger has returned to its most base and disturbing form, it looks like. Alright, Detlef comes down. Here I want to move as much value to the top row as possible. I also just want to get around these rats a little bit, so we're going to go for melee is damage each one on the ends by 2. We want to damage all of the units on this row by 1. This allows us to kick up this 6-point Ekimara and this trigger I'm gonna give a death blow to the Night Wraith. Yeah, we're so toasted this game. Just still walking through the gameplay. There's not really any way that we win this. Like, we're putting up meager points here. Warcat's an interesting play. Yay! We do a bunch of damage, but that's all we get out of that. Definitely not a great value. Overwhelming Hunger is still the best. Then play their Heat Wave. I'll go ahead and take the forfeit. So definitely not great here. We're gonna make some live tweaks because, you know, that's how we rock. I think this deck needs a few things. Oh, okay, let's get in Justice and Volunteers. I think we just need some Thin. We need some points. Don't love Cat. I don't love the Trained Hawk. Let's go for another Cat Witcher. And we're gonna go for Dragoons. Gets us more cheap movement. Now we can kind of delete some of this stuff. We had enough bombs, I think. I don't think we need a ton of these. Dancing Star was helpful in one instance, but not others. And here we need to just trim off some of the higher value. Nivelin is nice, but not great. Probably better than Frenzied Dow, though. But Nivelin is just high value fall off. I do love his story, though. Alright, let's jump into another game. I think it's a little bit better. It gives us some important tempo. Good thinning. I think being able to thin with Madoc is kind of cool, but yeah, otherwise it's a super weird card.
What is it I fancy today?
Without pants. That's how I like to play. Okay, Volunteers goes back. Madoc goes back. Nice to get both of our sentries so we can play them when we want them. Selective taste for human flesh. At least it's not for Scoia'tael flesh. Alright, so here we get some commitment to the melee row. He does need to stay on melee in order to get value, so we're just going to go ahead and push him off. So, commitment there with the Veil and the boost is now useless for the opponent. He will still deal random damage. Nothing we can do about that, except for end the game early. We can let Cat Witcher kind of ping away at both of these. So, Moondust's really great here. Gets the Purify and the kill. Sets up Madoc for ranged. And this allows, if we can spawn this Cataclysm, it'll do 3 damage to this Griffin Witcher. Unless the opponent commits something else. So we can kind of get at this in multiple ways. Notably, he is neutral, so we're not going to get value out of Povko here. Pinging off the shield would certainly not be bad in my book, so we're going to go ahead and proc this. He kills himself. Go for Cat Witcher.
Better than working with humans.
He'll come back. We get some good value there. Not so bad. Also makes this Griffin Witcher Adept susceptible to guerrilla tactics. So we can just kind of move him off and kill him all in one fell swoop. Here comes the boost though. We'll save Sabertooth Tiger here. Let's go ahead and move up this Adept. We lose some value onto the shield there, but we get proc 1 damage. Kind of moves everything around a little bit for us too. Onto the Sentry or the Witcher? Alright. Sentry is fine. Now we can get the Witchers going on to different rows, getting some value that way. Wouldn't surprise me to see this as like Vesemir. I'm gonna pray that we proc this. We don't, but we get close. Hit the shields again, which is annoying. But here we're playing on red coin and we're just kind of bullying the opponent here, so we can be a little patient. Expect a Vesemir, but the conversion should happen before the Vesemir gets played. I want these in opposite rows because of Igni. Getting Keldar with shield makes a lot of sense. We're gonna go a little crazy here, because I like crazy. Just kind of annihilate all the value that he has stacked up on the ranged row, making Keldar really feel impotent here. Forcing this Griffin Witcher Adept to choose between targets. He does have to play because we're so close in terms of value. Erland does get this immunity at this point, so that is helpful for the opponent.
Slaughter them to a man.
3 points are 3 points. We'll take them. Especially if one's onto a shield, that's actually kind of helpful for us. Alright, we killed the Erland. That was some crazy good luck. Alright, the opponent procs the defend there. Just to get some value. Just putting as many shields up as possible to protect against this play. But at the start of next turn, they're going to lose a good number of points. So here, they're going to lose 3, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Down to 33. And we're going to set up Povko. I'll push back this Griffin Witcher Adept. I wish we had some way of pinging that Griffin Witcher, but we don't. I was hoping to hit one of the shields with him, but can't have everything you want. Target practice. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough points for the opponent here. It's not going to come back to him, so I think he's probably contemplating using leader here. But if he does that, it'll be way overshooting. That damage is obnoxious. Alright, so here we get 26, 27. Almost certainly he goes down to 39. 37. We go up to 34, so we can't quite get there. Certainly not with certainty. So good play by the opponent. Gotta get these volunteers out of here. I love Saber-Tooth Tiger on blue coin because he's going to transform. They can only play one unit at a time, so he's going to kind of keep doing damage so long as we can kind of move the opponent around. And we finally get our lock out of Maren here too. They have one more boost in the Uprising, but Erland boosted everything they're drawing into. Waiting for them to decide. I'd be really surprised if they decide to play here. Yeah, I don't think it would have made great sense for them. Now I can get good value out of this Scoia'tael, but I'd rather have the lock, and I'd certainly rather keep Saber-Tooth Tiger. I definitely want to have access to my other cards. So none of these really do anything for me in the deck. So we'll just play Cat Witcher Mentor because we feel cheeky. We need to play around the Yurden and the Igni here. But Kiaran, Maren, Teruviel are all great options. Making a bomb gets us Madoc. I really don't want to break here. Malena would be helpful. I think Treant Boar would be what I'd want most. But I just don't have a great way of guaranteeing those plays, so we're just going to go ahead and take a pass here. And we just go for Saber-Tooth Tiger. Trigger that, so it's in stealth. Now the opponent's got to play around it a little bit by stacking stuff up onto the same row, which plays into our Teruviel. Vesemir is a great way to get around this too, though. Although it looks like the opponent breaks pretty hard here. Alright, we just want to trigger this. Let's go ahead and play Justice.
Can dwarves fight? send leads.
Oh, that's a huge glitch. Alright, we need to share that with CDPR. Hugely problematic. Hugely problematic. That cost us the game right there. Why is it not? Oh, did I not play the right card? Okay, I take it all back, friends. So obviously, this was that was very much my bad. So yeah, I clicked on the Mahakam Volunteers thinking I had already clicked on Justice. Obviously, I had not. So problematic there. Now, Griffin Witcher is you know, it's pre-boosted to a high number for I don't know why, but you know, there he is. We're gonna just move him down, deal damage to him, gets us Madoc out. Looks like the opponent does value this. So this doesn't make a ton of sense to me, because this is angled for ranged here. Scytheman comes down. I'm anticipating more Scythemen soon. We're gonna go like this.
Waste of arrows, that lot.
Berenger dies here. And we get the damage value. We're going to take the damage value on the Nautilus here, just in case this is another Scytheman. And we just want to trigger Saber-Tooth Tiger here. Want to keep doing that, at least forcing them to make some misplays. So this goes to 5. He should have protected this one by playing up there. I'm not sure why he didn't. There's no reason to move our stuff with Scoia'tael, but we do have that option available to us. This was a huge stupid error on my part again, though. Not my brightest moves. You don't want to trigger Saber-Tooth Tiger Stealth on your last play. We just lost ourselves the game there by 2 plays. Alright, so it seems like it's a decent deck if I actually don't play stupid. But that should have been a win. That was very clearly a game that we would have won had I not been a moron. Well, you learned it here, friends. Swarm decks are going to be kind of difficult to fight with this. Let's see if we can draw into our stuff early. We do get on Nero here. And we already have the Dragon's Dream. I'd like to get Pavko set up just so he can start pinging away at these 2-point units. Although Congregate with Tiger's Eye is a little worrisome for me. 6 crimes. Let's go ahead and get Madoc out here. Man, I can't believe I made some of those moronic plays. Even if he'd gotten the Witcher trio, which I'm not sure how he missed it. But he definitely did miss it. They must have built the deck wrong or something. Unclear to me why he would go for that. There's no point in killing Madoc, really, if we're being honest. Now I'm going to go for Poly here, and I'm going to move. I want this value on the Halfling Safecracker entirely. Go for Povko. So I would have preferred to get out Poly first so I can give Povko the armor, but we can use the armor onto Malena just as well, or onto Triumpor. Payday was expected. Just pushing everything back to be on the same row so we can drop Dragon's Dream. Yes, put this all into the same row.
An austere life is a virtuous life.
So we force all the stuff onto melee so we can use Poly Dahlberg and Malena to push it back with Vrihid Dragoon as well. And all these points are going to be for naught pretty soon. Dragon's Dream does a very effective job of that. And now we just have to play some card we don't really care about here. We're going to go Vrihid Dragoon onto Madoc. Yeah, we unfortunately can't really pass here, so. Because if we pass now, it'll just end. So we can just kind of use some garbage from our deck. Probably want to get out Nature's Rebuke. Why not? And note that if you spawn Cataclysm, it's gonna reset the weather. So you definitely didn't want to do that there. Dragon's Dream will have lost all its value. And here we prefer long rounds because we can generate so much engine value, so we don't really mind. I do want to get out Novigrad Injustice properly, so let's put that back. So let's, normally if I would have counted correctly, we'd play Sabertooth Tiger and Novigrad Injustice there. They both play really well, especially in these kind of no unit. Looks like they only have 3 more crimes left. But when you have like a bunch of special cards, which it looks like this deck is angling to do, so Sabertooth Tiger plays really well. It's invisible. The opponent can't get to it unless they have something like Heat Wave. So really effective. Let's see if we can't get Justice. Looks like we're gonna be out of luck with that. I'm feeling lucky, so we're gonna put Moondust away. Turns out I'm not lucky. We do have Poly Dahlberg though, so we can get them out on their own. I like this play, it makes a lot of sense. We can't lock the Fallen Knight, so we're gonna go for Sabertooth Tiger. And here we can kind of just like move everything down if we wanted to, but we're going to be a little patient here. We're going to move this Fallen Knight down, force the opponent to commit some stuff to that row. But this gives us some value for Cat Witchers so they can bounce back and forth. Jacques here coming in for the protection. And he does have Veil, so it's not a great way to get at him other than killing him. Killing it's just as valuable. It's going to be worth a lot of points in the end anyway. And I forgot to transform Tiger Sabertooth, so it doesn't really even matter. We can't all be geniuses. Doesn't. I mean, here he's protecting it anyway. But this gives him some room for the Helveed, which I would use all of if I was him. We're just going to move this forward. Not great options. Here I'd like to get out Triumph Boar probably just to start working on some of these pings. Trivial would be worth a decent number of points. Ah, shoot. Okay, well we can lock one of these with Maren. That's a very lucky play. But hey, luck wins the day. Let's get this Cat Witcher set up.
Style. That's right. I like fighting with style.
I'm just gonna pre-boost him. We'll go for another one with Stiga here.
Ya balding-faced baby. Cleaver will break you in two.
Not like these just kind of on different rows normally, but here we're gonna go for the same row so we can start to put some punish on that ranged. Transforming Sabertooth was probably the right choice to make. Again, I didn't do it because I'm a moron. We are where we are. It is, as they say, what it is. He can't do this to range very well. He misses out some value there. So I do like the damage proccing on Sabertooth Tiger. Because now he's going to transform. That works great for us. So at this point, we're just kind of angling Teruviel here.
Slaughter them to a man.
So let's move these 3 units. Get them all boosted. And they'll deal damage to the melee row. Although range still probably would have been better since there's armor and shields on that row. We can't all be geniuses. We're kind of pushed out of this game though. I mean, this deck plays really well against like single-use cards because of the Sabertooth. Not so great against swarms. Good to see swarm decks doing well here though. A late payday. Better late than never, I suppose. Go for volunteer here.
Leave it to us.
Transform the Sabertooth one last time. So I think that Northern Realms deck is certainly one of the better decks that's out in play, and I do think this played really well against it. The Vesemir inclusion was really weird, but of you new bungo.
I like the way you die, human.
But I think we needed to have preserved Dragon's Dream for this round. Played a little bit better in round one, better counting. I just they totally changed this to be with a carrot. That was always a dagger before, right? It's like in 1 second. This is important. This is important details. Yeah, it's a dagger here. Yeah, because it shows him stabbing it in the premium card. Most people won't recognize it, but I wonder why they did it with a carrot. Like, they're doing all kinds of weird stuff, removing the wine glass out of ball. Alright, we'll do one more. So weird. Man, I haven't played No Gradient Justice yet since we made that change. Man, we lost that first round by like that round against Northern Realms by like 3 major misplays. So, I'm counting that as a win for this deck in terms of its win rate. Try not to be stupid. But I gotta give you guys something fun to laugh about, right? Alright, Imprisonment is the worst of the Nilfgaard leader abilities. I hope to be surprised. Although this is like, if you wanted to just hate on V, it's a good way to do that. Alright, we finally get Justice the right way. We get a couple of bombs. I'd like to see Sabretooth here, so we'll put Dragoon back. This combo's too good to pass up, especially with Polly here. We're just gonna let this sit. No matter what we play, it's gonna get locked here, so we're gonna go ahead. I do love the cool new premium effects on the cards, though. Cool new sound effects. Long time coming, but it is here. Alright, we're gonna use Polly to just move off this Magnetic Vision guard here. He's playing it to a row he didn't want it to be played to. I'm anticipating we're gonna see some locks come out here. So if we can get that shut down sooner, all the better. Ox is a weird commit this early on to Polly. Dissentry, that makes a lot more sense. Alzur. See how Nilfgaard likes the lock. We'll start pinging him down just in case he survives. But I typically see this get played right before Neuromancy. We can drop making a bomb on him. This will push him to the front row, get some damage going for us. But we can be a little patient with that. This is worth 2 points a turn. Madoc tutored. He starts taking damage every turn. Magnet Division stops getting boosted. Let's get Madoc out twice here. So he's gonna go down 29. That's not quite enough value. Let's do this.
Yeah, I work for the humans. Better than working for humans.
And we'll use Novigradian Justice after we kind of pull out whatever else he wants to commit this round. Kind of sucks to lose on this bleed value. I probably shouldn't have done that. It does get resolved right to left too, so he's gonna die. So this is actually really bad.
Yes.
I think you would have seen more value with that. I'm just finishing up the end of this video. You can come in though if you want, but. Alright, we're gonna move Dandelion down. And we'll move these three up. That way we can move Trampor forward. Shoot. Alright, so we go into the draw here. Which is not my preference, but it's not the end of the world. Just don't want to get bricks. Nero would be really helpful right now. But I love these cat witchers for where we are. Probably gonna commit this tactics to these witchers. Although we need this dragon stream to find maximum value.
Style. That's right. I like fighting with style.
So I guess the good thing is we get our adrenalines earlier, but that's about it. Here we see the lock come down. Bit unsurprising there. So you don't want to use guerrilla tactics on the Madoc, by the way. Because you'll just be boosting him and he'll kill himself. So no good value there. Alright, I feel oddly lucky today.
I like the way you die, human.
So I am doing this now before I move the Fifion, before you ask, because it's on the ends of the rows. And it won't proc it against Master of Disguise if I don't do it like that. We'll go ahead and drop Madoc now. And just pray he hits him. Haha! I do have luck today. I don't know. We'll see how this turns out. I don't have superbly high hopes. The double poison here is probably gonna be the end of the game. But it's not over till it's over. And that Dragon Stream still does proc for 5 total points. So certainly not the best point value for us, but not terrible either. And I was holding off on that because Vincent play. If Vincent drops down onto the onto Cleaver's Muscle, he gets the immediate kill and then procs the poison directly after. So looks like the opponent got frustrated here and just went ahead and quit the match. So I think, look, I think this counts as basically 2 wins out of the 4 games we've played. Would I rather have seen me play correctly in the Northern Realms deck? Absolutely. But I think this deck plays pretty well. Like I said, there are a lot of kind of few unit or no unit decks that are being used right now. Swarm isn't so much the soup of the day, if you will. So I do think this deck can find some good value. I think it's pretty fun. I think you can use Madoc. He's a good thin card, but kind of awkward and weird with Cataclysm for Scoia'tael. But I did want to show this, do this video so you guys could see it, understand how he works before we do some more complex gameplay on Monday with Skellige. I think we're going to find more value for him in a dagger package. But that is all I will say at this point. Until next time, good luck on the path. Get out there, keep on quitting. Bye for now.